Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be creating two styles of whimsical besoms, also known as witches' brooms, and this will be my first go. So join me as I experiment here. Now I have my floral twine, and I did purchase on Etsy a full bundle of broomcorn, which I could have actually used two. I divided my bundle into two since I have two sticks. Now this is a dried root, believe that or not. It looks like a stick. That's why I wanted to use it. And then this is a stick I found quite a long time ago that I've been wanting to use for something. And then I have my favorite dark water-based wood stain. So to get started, you want to soak the tips of your broomcorn in water to soften them, to make them more pliable so they do not snap on you when we do the first style of besom. So I brought my water to a boil. Now I'm just going to shut that off and then let that seep for 30 minutes. So while that is steeping, I will go ahead and start staining my roots. I'm actually just going to stain the tip of my wooden branch and leave the rest of it natural just because I like how it looks. And for the root, I'm going to go in with this dark stain and stain the full thing just to increase its richness, which I think will bring out a lot of the different textures. Once they have both dried, I'm going to go in with some varnish and apply varnish to both the root and the stick. Now after both of those dry, we're just going to move on to the first design of besom. So with this one, I'm doing a method I've never done before. Like I said, I'm not an expert besom maker, so just take all this with a grain of salt. I looked up some tips and whatnot of how to create a traditional besom. So I'm taking just a partial amount here, and I'm measuring the end of it where I'm going to flip the broomcorn back over on itself, if that makes sense. So I'm just trying to get that fully coated around the stick, and I'm taking my floral wire here and I'm just going to wrap it as tight as I can, twist and wrap. After I snip off the amount that I need, I'm going to go underneath what I wrapped, and I'm just going to loop that, keep on looping that so I can make that nice and taut. Now that that's secured, I'm going to take the broomcorn and flip it over onto itself. And I do have shorter pieces that were popping out. I just had to pull those out. But it was a little challenging, and I don't know if it probably would have helped if I would have soaked it even a little longer. I was reading that 30 to 60 minutes is appropriate for soaking it to make it more pliable. I was a little too nervous to do a full 60 minutes, only because my broomcorn is dyed. It's dyed green, and some of the dye was already, leaching out into the water. I was nervous. I didn't want it to lose that nice rich green color. So I'm just kind of working at pulling the fibers down, trying to smooth them out as much as possible. It's not going to be perfect, nor do I want it to be perfect. This was a more whimsical version of the two besoms. Once I have everything smoothed down, I'm just going to do the same method, and I'm wrapping and twisting it on itself, and then I'm trying to get it as tight as possible, and then I'm just going to wrap that around, and I do end up securing it even more. You will see coming up. Okay, now that I have everything tight and wrapped, I'm going to take some extra strands of this floral twine, and I'm going to thread it underneath what I've wrapped so far and do somewhat of it's a design, but it's also going to help to reinforce the twine that is wrapped around the broomcorn. Now I want to make a quick correction. I keep on saying it's twine. It does look like twine, but this is actually a floral wire. It's coated with the paper material, so it gives that twine appearance. So I start by taking one of these strands, and I go ahead and I twist it on itself first to secure it. And then I'm just going to take that piece and continuously thread it around. And then I'll take the last bit and tuck it into the broomcorn to hide the end of that wire. Now I'm just going to do that various times around, spaced out, and then I'll have a look at what that looks like right now. So there we go, everything is all twisted around. Now I could have left it like this, but I wanted to add an additional piece. So I do go ahead and add an additional piece using the same method, just right below it. Okay, so now I have all of those done, and that is the finished product for the first besom, and I'll show it at the very end, a reveal. Now we're going to move on to the second style of besom. Now this one I did not do the wrapping over of the broomcorn, like wrapping it onto itself. I just decided with this one I was going to do the method which I'm about to show you right now, where it's just wrapping the broomcorn around the base of the stick. Now with this method, there is a lot more involved with this one, just because you can't simply take all the broomcorn and then wrap a big twine around it. Then you're going to have broomcorn falling out left and right. So you have to take it in segments and wrap it around your stick. So that's what I'm just doing here. I'm taking segments and I'm wrapping each individual segment around, and then I will do a final twist at the end, which I will show you shortly. Okay, now that those are all attached, I'm going to do a lot more twisting, and there you go. I wanted to make it a little bit thicker. I don't do 2 segments here like I did with my last besom. I am just going to do this thicker twine at the top of the broomcorn. Now I'm doing the same method that I did on the first besom, so I'm threading the floral wire through, I'm twisting it onto itself, and then I'm taking that and I'm tucking into the back and then pulling it through. So I'm just threading it through, and then I just do that until I have a desired thickness that I'm trying to go for. And just watch not to snag any broomcorn while you're doing that, like I just did there. And I continuously do that until, you know, it looks as thick as I want it to, and then I repeat that process spaced out around the whole perimeter. Now that I have this little wire all snipped, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on all the other sides as I mentioned, and there it is, the finished product. But I am going to show you a reveal right now of both of the besoms side by side. I love both of these equally. However, I must say that I really do love the root besom. Just because of all the twists and turns, it just gives so much whimsy and quirkiness to it. And I just really adore these. For it being my first time, I think they didn't turn out too shabby. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial of me making besoms for the first time. And I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.